Hi. So sometimes when I come on stage here I sing Irish songs for you. Other times I rant about religion or science. And some days I don't really have much of a plan when I come on stage, but just a jumbled mess of thoughts that have been bouncing around in my head. And that's what tonight is going to be.
Yeah, jumbled messes.
There's a famous author named Joseph Campbell, wrote a series of books talking about mythology, which makes it sound very trivial and not something that you need to concern yourself with, but I disagree. There's a good quote from Joseph Campbell. I'm going to screw it up because I didn't write it down. I'm just trying to get it back from memory here. But it said, people often say that they want their lives to have meaning. But I think they're wrong. I don't think people want meaning. I think what they want is the sense of really being alive. If your life had a meaning that you found trivial or pointless, but was part of a greater thing, would that really be as fulfilling as really experiencing the highs and lows of your life? Being the actor in your own play. One of the things that I used to think a lot when I was in my early 20s was kind of this image of the self. And the image of the self was not some great thing or not some terrible thing. What it was simply mirrors and glass. And I kind of like the idea that everybody is born, spiritually, as mirrors and glass. You are some abstract statue deep inside, and like all things, you are unable to view yourself. You can't look at yourself and say, I am this, and actually know it. If you say you are, then you probably don't actually believe it. You are guessing, you are hoping, you are wishing that you could be these things. You are strong, you are brave, you are trustworthy, you're a good friend, you're a good lover, you are a patriot, you are any of these things that you say. Mostly, you're hoping this is what you are. You're imagining this is what you are. You are mythologizing yourself as those things. But I think what we are is statues made out of glass and mirror. One of the purposes we have in life, one of the things that we learn by interacting with other people, is what we really are. You can't look at your own soul. It's glass, it's mirrors, and an abstract statue. But what you can do is you can see how interactions with other souls reveal your own shape. During the course of your life, you'll run across not just people that will tell you the shape of your soul, but you'll also run across experiences. One time, just down here on I-94, I was driving out to lunch with a friend of mine, and we passed a car that had been pulled off to the side to change a tire. Not to the right side, but to the left side of the road, right against the median in between the two. And some good Samaritan had stopped in front of the car, or I'm sorry, behind that car, gotten out, and had started to change the front driver's side wheel of this person's car. Well, it was kind of at a bend in the freeway. So as somebody came up, they saw the cars off to the side and touched the brakes. The car behind them didn't see the brakes touched quite as fast, so hit the brakes a little bit harder. The car behind them hit it even harder. The car behind them, as is typical in Minnesota, didn't just hit the brakes, but hit the brakes and pulled off to the left so as not to hit the car behind, and slammed right into the Good Samaritan's car. His car slammed the car he was changing on the tire and rolled right over him. The girl whose car it actually was had been standing against against the median with the car in between her, and the car slammed against her and rolled her, leaving her top half in one port and her body just rolling along the side wall. Sometimes the things we learn about ourselves aren't very good. I got out, I tried to help. There were a number of people who tried to help. I got under the car, crawled under the car, and I reached out to the body that was lying underneath, and I tried to feel for a pulse. And I couldn't find any pulse. I crawled back out into the group of guys that were standing around trying to debate what you're going to do. I said, he's dead. It probably doesn't matter what you do with him as long as you can save the girl, because she's still alive. They didn't listen to me, and that's probably a good thing. They pulled the car off. They just lifted it. 15 guys came, picked her car up, pulled it off of the wall, freeing them both. He wasn't dead, but he died later that night. There was nothing that could be done for him. But these are the kind of experiences, good or bad, that tell you about yourself. Maybe I'm not just very good in stressful situations, or maybe I just can't feel a heartbeat, faint, though it might be through my fingertips. Life is full of these experiences, and the shape, the way you react to them, and the way that people react to you reacting to them, give you these very indirect clues as to who you are. What day is it today? The 16th? 16th. 4 days ago, and 6 years ago, my brother woke up in the morning, walked down to a park, put a gun against his head, and shot himself. It seems terrible that every time my mom calls now, day, night, it doesn't matter, the first thing I think of when I hear her voice is, he's gone. These are all clues, sonar, echo into the great depths that are who you are. You cannot say you know who you are until you have had the experiences. Sometimes the experiences are thrust upon you, and sometimes you volunteer for them. What I'm suggesting in an extraordinarily rambling way is, good or bad, you need these experiences. You need these trials, these events, these interactions with life and other people in order to really know who you are. I think that's about it.